whenever I get praised for cooking, I'm like, yeah, the instructions are right there.
Yeah, be like
it's just like you have to set aside time. Like you have to be okay with cooking for an hour.
Yeah, it's like you have to be okay with doing hard shit. That's just most skills in life in general. Doing hard shit.
Heck yeah, bro. Like, what's that saying? Learn to enjoy the challenges in life.
Facts.
Throw yourself into them.
Yeah, facts. Why do you think I always be greening out like fucking crazy? I always like every time I face a green out, I'm like, what did I learn from this? Like, what can I mean, any setback in life, or not even setback. Any challenge in life. Challenge is a lot better than setback because setback kind of like makes you, it attaches you to the past.
Yeah.
Challenge is just another obstacle you have to face. If you're moving through life, you know, with the flow of life, then you could just pass through it and not even worry about it. But it's like being stuck in the challenge is what a lot of people are in life.
Yeah, and it's hard when you're so concerned of like what's going on now, and not zooming out and looking at that bigger picture.
Yeah, fuck me. Social media, mental hyperspace.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's always something going on that you could be worried about. That's why I like separating myself from all of that, living in my own world.
W autism.
Yeah, bro.
Cheers to that.
Bro, I mean, as soon as I kind of like put what's going on outside of me to the background, actually learning what's going on inside and just taking care of my own headspace.
Yeah. And there's a step even beyond that. And when you realize, damn, the external world is just a reflection of my internal world. And you start to see things differently. And everything just becomes like all one path instead of different paths that you're trying to stitch together. Like, what I mean by it's like areas in life, like work, you know, wellness, like fitness, stuff like that, mental health, all these different paths that are all like just their own continuous paths, or at least you think they are. They all like conglomerate into one. And it's like one path that you have to follow, and doing that is, you know, where you're supposed to go. I feel like that's what I found recently. That's what I found recently, and that's why I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck if I die or not. Like, I really don't care. It's because I'm moving through that one path. I'm going to that one path, and I trust wholeheartedly in the process and where I'm going to go. And shit, I can't say, and I don't trust. I don't do that because of too much hubris or narcissism, or I do it because I started off from, I'm not gonna, you know, from a point where I told myself I'm not gonna think I'm better than somebody else, even if it's a skill that I think I'm more knowledgeable at than somebody else, because doing that will definitely make me not see a bunch of lessons that I'm supposed to see. And going from that humbleness and building upward from that, it's allowed me to learn a bunch of things that have added on to my life and had added on to that connecting that path. That's why I feel like, you know, unity, all oneness, like everything that like the psychedelics and fucking that whole spiritual world talk about, like all the cliches that you hear about, like they're all so simply real, but so much bigger than people think. At the same time, it's so fucking contradicting. But you know, I feel like shrooms or like psychedelics can definitely show you or reveal to you how it can be done. But you just have to be able to see that with no judgment and try to build your own foundation, build your own framework of reality. Because I feel like that's what we're all working with. We're all working with different software of what reality is and what the world is. And we just have to realize that there is a fucking like software that is running, and we can actually edit that software. And working through that process allows you to manifest in reality and create magic and all that shit. What they all mean, but they all, you know, it's like a double entendre, bro. Like, there's 99% of people don't get it. The 1% of people that do use it to fucking climb the ranks.
Yeah.
Like,
dark side of spiritual power.
Yeah,
But-
like, yeah, that's cool. Okay, sure. Like the people who are very successful or like naturally made it big and built a good foundation up, really successful people like are a lot different than the bunch of like clout chasing demons you see online. Like a lot of those people, like those people who are do bullshit for clout and all that shit, all that short form fame is like it goes to show how most people really don't get it. Because if they really did get it, a lot of those people, or if most people really did get it, there would be a lot more successful people than there are now. Because it's so simple. It's not easy, but it's just so simple.
Yeah.
And explaining that to somebody, they give you like a list of reasons why they can't do something. But they're working on that list than they are working on fixing fucking solutions to actually fix the problems.
Right? Because they're trying to protect like their frame of mind and like give validity to their fears. Being like, oh, this is holding me back, or I have this excuse. Yeah, just stripping everything away, and just being or living in the moment. Cool.
Whatever you can talk about.
Let's talk about depersonalization.
Nice. Okay. Have you been feeling that lately? I love how I'm just
Sometimes.
like a therapist. I'm like,
Periodically. I would say, especially when you get freaking zooted.
yeah, fuck yeah.
But it's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel like it's easier to remember, like, that you're kind of the
grounded, the observer.
Yeah, the observer, and I feel like getting used to that is, what you need to do. But I remember the first time I experienced it, that was scary as hell.
Nice.
Major green out.
Nice.
But changed me for the better. Green out before enlightenment.
Dude, literally. Every green out is a step closer to enlightenment, bro. Genuinely.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta look at it. That's how you gotta look at it. And bro, it's like a lot of the mental shit that you think about and that you're going through, it's like it's so familiar to me, and I have like such fucking like expertise, quote unquote expertise on it.
Experience.
Yeah, experience on it, because I've lived, like I said, I've lived through and experienced it. So it's like it's a universal path that you and I are both like reaching and are following. And I can see how you are not really fully adapting to the picture yet. But once you see it, it's like, dude, it's so freeing, genuinely. It's like it's like going through a hurricane and then getting to the eye and just being there for the whole fucking storm. I swear to God, that's what it feels like I am now. Even with the fucking overwhelming anxiety and panic attack that I sometimes get. It's all the same, because it's all a path that I'm following. It's all part of the process. It's like I look at it like a workout, dude. It's like, okay, I gotta do this, and this, and while I'm fucking torturing myself through the workout, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, oh, I just have to do like 3 more. I just have to, divide it up into small chunks, and be like, okay, just 1 more, just 1 more until I'm eventually done with the whole workout. And I'm like, wait, I just did everything that I thought I couldn't do.
Just 1 more is like the power of just 1 more.
Yeah, literally, dude. Because you think, it's just so fucking crazy, because not you specifically, but generally, people think that they are better than they are in certain aspects, and when in reality they're not, and they're worse in some aspects when in reality they're not.
I feel like
really good.
It's really hard trying to find the balance between
discern that
confidence and arrogance.
Yeah.
Areas like knowing your weaknesses versus like having low self-esteem, or like seeing your strength versus being like super arrogant and thinking you can do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it's easier in stages of life where you have less success to kind of have a level of like what do you call it, humility, and just notice like the small things in life, the beauty in life. That's why
keep that with
I feel like I'm at a point where I'm much better armed than I was before to like keep that whenever I do have like material success or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be hard. I've like never like successfully done that for a long period of time. But
well, that's what I mean by that's something that there's no room. There shouldn't be a gap between when you should be doing something and when you're actually doing it. Like you shouldn't think about working on this like mental spiritual thing. You should just be doing it. You should just be working on it and constantly be like in the midst of it, but not too much in the midst of it that you fucking go psychotic.
Also save some room for life.
Yeah, like obviously ground yourself for that art, but everything that you do, everything you interact with is through that software. Just look at it like you're editing the software. You're just interacting with a virtual fucking headset right now, essentially, and what you're doing is just going through life trying to figure shit out, and you have no memory of your real body, but you know there's a real body outside of this reality. Right. So you should. Why would you ever get worried about problems happening? Why would you ever get or be mad at going through hardship if those hardships are the things that you have to get through in order to find success? If in the end you're always gonna fucking go through that, if you're going through that path and you're assured and you know that you're gonna be eventually safe, you're in good hands, and you actually trust it in the universe and God to actually keep you safe. And I feel like that's why I said, you know, your mentality about the spirituality has to be so extreme that you fucking, with not a second thought, would jump off a roof because of how much you trust the universe in keeping you safe. That's how extreme it has to be. That's not to say that you have to do that, but that's how extreme it gets. That's how you get to quote unquote enlightenment. There's no enlightenment isn't a stage. It's not an identity. It's not a thing you are. Enlightenment is an act. The things that you do when you're in the moment. Remember when you were tripping balls together and you were just petting your dog and you were just in the moment just petting your dog. That's enlightenment. Because you were so in touch with the moment. You're like, and that's why whenever I was, you know, I tell you not to judge your sadness or judge sadness as a bad emotion, but rather fully experience your sadness and really get immersed in it, but don't get lost in it. Like genuinely, like there is a balance. There is that perfect medium of emotions where you can fully immerse and engulf yourself in the emotions, so much so that you see life as like so much more meaningful than most people see it, and a lot richer than most people realize, just because you're fully immersed in it and fully living it, as opposed to having this mental hyperspace of ego and of the stupid fucking what's it called, like social media landscape, all that stuff, all the online stuff that doesn't really matter, but you think like it does.
Stuff going on in your outside life, outside of it.
What do you mean?
Like
facts.
Yeah, life, you know.
Yeah, even stuff like that, like work, all that shit, like it all that stuff takes you away from the moment, which takes you away from feeling and really fully immersing yourself to the experience and the emotions. Which I feel like that's just the goal of everyone. Every being has that goal of being fully immersed in it, in the experience. But we each have our own. We're each here also for our own reasons. Like there's something I have to do, just like there's something you have to do, but we're all here to experience.
Yeah,
essentially.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what we are. You know, the universe just experiencing itself, getting to know itself better. There's something I was going to say on that topic you reminded me of, living in the moment. Oh yeah, and how like whenever you were talking about like feeling life, like fuller or more intensely, like that's something I realized once I stopped suppressing my ego viewed as weak emotions or whatever. Once I stopped expressing like sadness, fears or whatever, I found that like you do start living life at like in like a richer or fuller way. Like the happy things touch you more, or like in the moments, the small moments touch you more. Like whether it's just like noticing the beauty in a quiet morning, or in the sunset, or like just you're doing something else. Let's say you're driving, and you just randomly start thinking about all these things you're thankful for. And I feel like what kind of led me to be able to do that was like one, getting a hold of my thoughts, so like meditating, and two, just being just like I don't know, consumed with the moment. I feel like that's something like I could tap into, something I want to make like my every waking hour.
Yeah. To that, it can be scary too, because the stronger your awareness becomes, the more you purify your soul, the more you become whole. The scarier the bad emotions also get. So that's why I'm constantly
Like
in new
anger.
constantly in new stages of having to control myself even more, having to employ more self control because of those. But also allowing myself to not control my ego, and allowing my ego to go rampant sometimes, because I know in my heart of hearts that if I don't do that, the ego will take over the whole, and it will become just like, that's why every single energy that you have, you must channel it in your path, in your natural path, like your given universal path, why you're here, or what you're here to do. Like that path, you have to use all your energies to that, or to whatever path it is. Half the work is finding out what that path is, what you're here to do. And after you realize that, I feel like that's what I've come so close to. It's just that realization. I haven't fully, completely grasped it yet, but it's like it's in my hands. And I just know where I must go, and I know what I have to do to get there. And I know not to blindly trust my ego and the anxiety monster, and I know not to also disregard them either.
And I feel like for me, it's been important before like I focus on like what's my path or my mission, just do like the healing work and the self knowledge work. Like I feel like I know myself so much better than I did, a year or so ago. And like before you're like really honest with yourself, so a point where you could like track the emotions behind a lot of the actions that you're taking, then you're kind of in the dark, and like you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just really important. For me, it was just kind of like just realizing about like a lot of like underlying mental health issues, and realizing just like tendencies I had, whether they're put on me like by my family or things I learned at work that like were hurting me in the long. It's like being able to kind of, and then through that, being able to have more control over my thoughts, making friends and like family members that can kind of support you in this journey. And then like I've kind of had like the mental space to even think about the long term, or the big picture.
Yeah, it's like having a dirty ass house that you just cleaned up, and you're like, wait, how much space is spent with all the filth? it's like that with everyone's minds. Like we're all so fried, and it takes a moment. It takes a moment for us to really get out of that. Like for me, it took that fucking psychosis. It took fucking going out of reality, stepping out of reality for a second to realize, wait, there's something more to this shit. And this bullshit that I keep telling myself is important. And key on telling myself, because it's a thought, it's a word that I hear. It's not a feeling, like an intuition, like I do with everything spiritual.
It's like, this matters. We need to make this plan.
This word. Oh, you should worry about this because of this. This is this. And this means that because of this, and all that mental stuff is basically, it's all bullshit.
Too overstimulated.
Yeah, nice. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's
Dude, and I feel like we've not to beat a dead horse with the whole short form content is a bad thing, but like I think like, a big reason why we've been able to reach this level is because like cutting out the short form content and quieting my mind. Like that was something like until I did it, I didn't notice the difference between like my thoughts.
But
and
you realize that through doing that, we didn't do it just at the start of our spiritual journeys. Like we did it like progressively when we knew we were ready, because if an ego that's running loose does that, or tries to do that, they'll either fail and rebound even worse, or just have, or they're gonna be, you're gonna have an observer alone with a fucking very chaotic, very unstable ego.
It's true.
That doesn't have the noise. My fault. That doesn't have the noise to quiet, distract the mind down enough to not do all that shit.
Like some people, it would be almost like harmful for them to like sit an hour alone in silence, bro. They like grieve themselves out, or like just be super negative, self-loathing. I feel like that's true. Like that happened more naturally for us. And to say it was like the beginning of the year, like definitely February for me. Like whenever I like kind of almost went cold turkey on, even though I've been weighting down my short form content usage. But I feel like, I'd already had been doing like, intermittently fasting. Hell yeah. Short ass screen time, bro. Mine's probably like at least 4 hours a day. But, YOLO, bro. I'm still searching. I feel like
that's good.
That's something that I don't know if it was just the ego getting arrogant or me just getting distracted, but I feel like YouTube and like spirituality content and stuff, something like I had been like watching a lot less of and hadn't been interested in after a certain point. It's like once you find like hermeticism or like once you find something that you could apply and it works, you're kind of like, all right, I get life now.
Yeah.
I know how to manifest. I know how to tap into cycles of the universe,
that's talking.
But like, it was the ego. And but what I found is like, if you're not like kind of like enthralling yourself in this type of stuff all the time, it's a lot harder to walk the walk.
Exactly.
And
because it's the walk you have to walk. It's like the law it's like a law you must follow. It's like the universe will allow you to have your way if you allow the universe to allow the way it chose for you to fucking flow. Like if you allow the universe to let you be where you have to be, not where you want to be, where you think you want to be, because you're just a piece in a pond, dude. It's just realizing that you
chose that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like it's against your will or anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're all the same awareness at the end of the day. There's no power imbalance at this like point ever, because we're all essentially the same awareness. And with no power imbalances, you look at people all the same and you're like, wait, if everyone's all the same, that means that I have to be also all the same. And when you have an ego that chooses to purify itself or chooses to help you through the purification process, you have an ego that does good and kind things and allows your natural light to flourish through you and shine really brightly, and you allow you to keep that for long periods of time and allow you to have that clarity long enough for you to fulfill that.
Yeah, working with the ego. I always like thinking of the concept of like how like we are the observer of our thoughts, but we're also like thinking them. It reminds me of like Carl Jung, the diagram of Carl Jung's like parts of the psyche or whatever, and how it has like the ego at the center top and then the shadow at the bottom center top, and then together it just says like it makes the self. And thinking yourself as both part of them, not just like what the unenlightened way of thinking your thoughts, but not just the way of thinking you're just the observer of your thoughts.
Because that's another ego identity,
right?
Yeah, you have to choose to recognize all your parts, even the ones that you think are bad. Like, because when you start the spiritual journey, you're like, oh, ego is bad, so you judge that.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that through judging that, you're being unenlightened. Like, you're doing the opposite of what you're trying to do, or what you think you're doing.
It is so weird. Like, that's what you think, or that's what I thought for so long. Like, okay, ego is the enemy or whatever. Or, like, just be like, I don't know. That leads, it kind of led to a level of detachment and almost like spiritually induced depersonalization.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
You know, for a while, we were like, I'm just the observer.
Yeah, nice.
None of this
I gotta be a
affects me.
sociopath.
Yo, I love that shit, bro.
Yeah.
It's some simulation, bro.
That's how I got through roller coasters when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is all just fake, dude.
That's what, I don't know. I feel like if you embody that to a certain level, like not to a level to like just be malicious and think you have no consequences, embodying it to a level where like you live freely, you know there's like no script you have to follow, it can be really powerful. I feel like that was like a
What do you mean by no script you have to follow?
Like be free to kind of like do whatever you want to do without being concerned about societal pressures or like, you know, how family or friends, people will view you.
Oh yeah,
like we're free, you know.
Yeah. Essentially, like that's what I've been trying to tell so many people, dude. Everyone I meet, I tell.
That's something like it took me like 3 stages to realize it, you know. Like after the end of like 3 big waves of realizing it and forgetting it, like I finally get it.
Nice. It's like when you smoke for the first time and you're like, oh fuck, I forgot how to really smoke and I'm just wasting weed. It's wasting weed. Speaking of 30, we're gonna get a little intermission.
Okay, type shit. Okay. Yeah, bro.
Essentially the same shit.
Backflips.
You want to talk about the one time we smoked crack? Yeah.
Dude, it injected meth and
Yeah. Yes, dude. I remember.
Killer combo. Meth and
Out here sharing crocodile needles with pregnant ladies. Yeah. Fuck me.
But I have something worse than like a Gen B baby.
Yes, bro. Gnosis. Follow Gnosis. I'm thinking of a name. My metaphysical life is where I'm at.
Okay, so like shadow integration or astral projection.
Nice, but even more schizophrenic. Fuck yeah.
I was trying to explain to him how like everyone's God, and I was trying to say like I see God in everyone.
Holy fucking shit!
It was so hard to. That's something I've struggled with to explain to people. Because like some people.
Wait, hold on. Go back, because I was actually reading out when you said that.
How you're chilling. I was trying to explain to my brother how like I see God in everyone, and everyone is like a part of Him. But that's something that's like consistently hard to explain. Because I feel like some people are like, "Oh, she just believe like God is everything in the universe," but like I feel like there's a difference between like a person and their consciousness and just like a piece of dirt.
Really?
I mean, I feel like
Do you know that for a fact?
The difference, I think, is like level of consciousness indicates what level of effect you could have on reality. So, like, think about like a lizard or you know a dog. They can have a certain effect on reality. Small effects because they have small consciousness, or you know they can physically do things. But we can physically do things, and we can plan events, make things, and have like a bigger effect on it. And it's hard to discern. Like, is there like a huge difference between like a human's consciousness and an animal's consciousness, and like just their like the nature of like, do they both have divine essence or something? I said there's a differentiation between like human and like an inanimate.
It seems to us like it is that way, but we have no concrete way of really knowing for that if that's true. In the realm of philosophical truth, ontological truth, not like scientific or methodological truth. Like
it's all like unmeasured. Well,
it's all measured, and like all the world we have right now is through those measurements. It's not to say that the measurements were wrong or that they didn't get us to honest, but they don't really explain why things are or how they come about or what they are even.
Dude, I'm sorry, bro.
No, you're good. You're good.
ADHD.
Go for it.
Complete subject change. Yeah. But like I was thinking of like the continuation of the thought that like the higher the consciousness, the more you can influence reality. So you think of like a 4D being they're seeing things, like through matter, like they're not blocked by like physical matter, as well as like they can see through different time. Like they have a lot more of an effect on something. And then like whenever you think of like 5D beings or whatever, or like if you think of like higher dimensional beings like having like influence on us or like on humans or like our 3D reality, I think it's something like that. But it's not necessarily, I don't know, it's not in like a spiritual sense of like demons or like spirits, but it's just like they're just like they might just be like higher level of consciousness.
What would you call that other than spirits? What, like, that's essentially what spirits are. It's just a different mass. I feel
It's a different way.
I feel like the whole premise is the whole premise for these questions is, or the whole assumption is, you have the ground to understand what the fuck and you're kind of missing the point if you go too deep like that, because that's where I was. Like I said, bro, I'm telling you, I've all been through all this shit, bro. I've been through all this shit. That's where I was too. I was like constantly on the search for trying to figure out what the fuck this reality is. And don't get me wrong, I don't regret doing that because I learned so much and they allowed me to update my own software of reality. So
hell yeah, bro.
it allows me
tools from the fifth dimension.
Yeah, it allowed me to manifest a lot easier. Like genuine manifestation, not just rock and crystals.
So would you say manifestation is like a part of your everyday life?
It's my every moment experience. That's how close it is.
To what extent? Like
it's to the most minute extent, the quantum extent. Like it's genuinely manifestation goes it's like
so like
that's why you have to have that divine trust. It's because manifestation requires 50% of the work to be left off to the universe, and you have to be so attuned with and aligned with your higher self and with the universe that the universe actually responds back. Because that's why not everybody could fucking manifest. Because we don't have a bunch of like people who would like if they had a wish, they would fucking wish for like money or stupid shit like that. That's not really important.
Right.
Like those type of people. What do you think they can't really manifest and they're stuck in shitholes? And like not literal shitholes, but like mentally spiritual shitholes. But like it's because they've devoted themselves of any meaning and they're stuck in that mental hyperspace.
Still like ego based.
Yeah, exactly. So in order not to do that, so you have to realize manifestation is in every single moment. Manifestation is no different from an enlightened act, like being in the moment and choosing to do something. Like, and you have to allow yourself to let go of the thought of control. Like, stop thinking that all the things that are happening to your life right now you have control of. Like, that's not true. Just allow things to happen, course of the natural course of things to flow. And if you allow that to happen and you just focus on what you can do now, and in the moment, just focus on that, not anything else at all. Like genuinely nothing else at all. That's the most enlightened way you can be, I would say.
Wow.
Because you're just like that's essentially what you're meant to do. It's just you're just meant to be in the experience and in the thrill of things. And that's when life is most fun. That's when life is best and you have the most peace. It's when you can choose to be the same person from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep with no difference in fucking environment. Like you're just always experiencing, you're always that continuous self. Because if you choose to attach yourself to the moment,
even when you're dreaming.
Yeah, literally. If you choose to attach yourself to anything in life, like the money you're making or all that stuff, it attaches yourself to the moment and attaches yourself to the past because the moment is continuous. It's ever flowing. So it's not. That's why I asked you earlier if there's a lingering depression. It's probably because you're stuck somewhere. You just gotta find where you're stuck and find, finding it is kind of like most of the work, and then going about it or going about fixing it is just a lot easier because you can use your intellect to do that.
Right.
You can just use your intellect to do that. Like,
experience it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Make priority. But if you don't know what you're up against,
exactly.
You don't know.
That's the whole problem with things.
To strike.
That's why I feel like manifestation. Yeah, manifestation is just having more of that.
Okay.
And once you realize all the control you have, once you let go of all the control you think you have, and realize how much control you have, or what things you actually have control over, you're like, wait, I can actually make moves and change stuff around my life instantly.
So you feel more of a sense of like agency in your own life.
Yeah,
I feel like you have more power.
Yeah,
but like it's weird. Being like knowing like you're not in control, but you have a level of control.
Yeah, it's like that's what the whole fucking point is. The whole point is like you have something, but you don't. It's like you can have your cake, but you can't eat it too. It's like it's both things at once. That's the whole point. That's what we've been trying to like. What the message is essentially from the 5D beings is they're all this. Everything's the same, so you should just fucking be. That's what the message is.
Making moments the same. I feel like that's another sense of enlightenment. Like before, you were saying enlightenment is like being able to completely be in the moment. Like I feel like another essence that helps me understand it is like, and knowing that like no waking moment is different than the other.
Yeah.
So that you could fully be in the moment and like for every second of the day, no matter what you're doing, your work or home or
relaxing. You're not the person you were yesterday. You're not the same body. Like your organs are working differently than they were yesterday than they were a moment ago. That's like you're ever changing. If you ever stop to really, if you stop at any moment, you risk staying there.
It helps having like a fluid identity, or like if you have it, you go dissolution.
Not even, you can have a solid identity and have a fluid being, like self. Because you keep adding on to, because that's the way I look at my ego and my identity. Is the self is just on a quest, on a search, and it's on that path. And I'm allowing the self to just do that. Going through that path, going through the higher self, allowing myself to grow closer to my aligned and set path. And through what I find, I grab like Lego pieces that I find like, and just add them onto my ego Lego. It's like a fucking ego that I keep building and finding pieces here and there. And then I'm like, oh, I like that about me.
So yeah, like
just go about it. Like if you're building every single piece, though, you're not allowing the environment to shape it. You're curating it, and you're actively taking stuff out to replace. Because it's not just about. It's not just about.
Yeah, recycling old habits, and I feel like that's a skill some people have. I see, and some people, it's something you could grow. Something I definitely had. Something I grew a lot. Not being afraid to drop past identities or past things that you thought you were. My identity changed a lot over my life. What caused a lot of my suffering was like attaching myself to identities. So whenever some of these things changed, kind of just left me spinning or whatever. That's what kind of led me to like not take pleasure in things. Cause like so I didn't attach myself to anything, but it was from like a pessimistic standpoint. So it was almost like a dark and like
pessimistic or like nihilistic.
It was a nihilistic way, because I was always in the sense of like
nothing really fucking matters.
These things like something will go wrong, something I don't know, just could get messed up, and I felt in that sense I was definitely a lot more like a pessimist. What I realized is like there's an essence to that's true. Things do go wrong, but I was kind of just actively reinforcing that reality by having that mindset.
Because you create magic every time, and you attach yourself to something so negative, you're constantly creating that.
Yeah. Every time you have a negative thought, that sends a vibration out or whatever, and you're more likely to find that in your reality.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just stuck in that way for so long. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little more introspection to see like what is actually.
If you could
brought me out of
recognize
that.
if you could recognize that that's what happened to you, and
Yeah, that was like
you're
my
here
identity.
now, and you're here now.
For what?
Why you had suffering in the past, yeah, through attachment, and you have suffering in your life right now.
Then it's the same problem.
Yeah.
Just a different level of attachment.
Exactly.
Another fucking layer of
And
the
another
onion to
lesson.
peel back.
Why do you think I keep going back to the same issues and reinforcing the same lessons over? I keep telling you the same thing, but it's like a new layer that we find.
Dude, this is another layer of let go. Like
Yeah.
that scene in fucking Fight Club, bro.
Yeah. You're not your job. You're not the things you own. Yeah, that shit's fucking
bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I was fucking getting spiritual fucking moments watching that movie. Whenever you're in the psych ward,
Yeah.
and I was watching watching that movie with my brother. It was so crazy, the message and how certain parts were clear and how one part just hit me so fucking good, bro. But you could say whatever. I could talk about that after this.
Oh yeah, you're good. I don't even know what the fuck I was gonna say genuinely. But I guess life is unfolding so fucking beautifully for me right now.
See,
but I can sense you're not fully immersed in the moment, cause I know what it's like to be here. I can see you. Oh, get sucked back in. Get sucked back in it. And I'm like, dude, come get back here, dude. Snap back in.
It's so weird. Like sometimes it's so easy.
It's because you, like I said, I'm going back to the same point I brought up before. It's so fundamental. You don't think it's a piece that actually is layered on. It's not actually reality. Like, okay, I'm gonna have you. It's like a little. If your brain was completely white right now, you were dropped in here. How would you go about interacting with me?
You just feel like notice like everything as if you're
not thinking about it. You're thinking about a scenario. Be that scenario. Really, like feel like
embody that.
Yeah, embody it. Don't think about it because it's a thinking. Like anybody you could think about doing anything.
It's like, yeah,
like really, like like right now, all the memories that you're thinking about right now about all your life gone. That means nothing. That is nothing. All you know is the sensations that are in your body right now at this very moment, and no memory, no nothing. Are you feeling depressed?
Just feeling nothing.
Exactly, because there is nothing. There never was anything. So you keep going back to the same thing that's in the past. You keep attaching yourself back to the past. It's like an anchor. Life is like a fucking ocean, like a very, very restless ocean that just never calms down. And you have to keep fucking flowing through it. Because any time you attach yourself to it, you're going back to that moment. You're allowing yourself to, or you're allowing whatever was at that time or that environment, whatever shaped that reality then, to attack you now. And just because it's something you can't really see, it's not something that it doesn't affect you. That's what people get wrong. It's like, oh, it's not like a tumor you have or something. Like, I feel like, dude,
it's just as real.
Yeah, it's even more real. Like,
yeah,
there's more real than what we're doing here because that's how reality comes about. It comes about through that. You really think about it. All your experience with reality is just through your own software, through your own, your own experience. You don't know anything outside of that. So really think about.
Right.
Anything outside of that essentially does not matter. That's how essential it gets. That's anything that you care about essentially doesn't matter because you were just a wave of experience. You were just an experience, just experiencing itself. And there's nothing else. There's nothing outside of that. There's no way for you to really get outside of that. It's only more awareness that you can build in that arm. That's what I've come to learn. You can come to grow your awareness of what reality really is, what these fucking 5 dBs are trying to fucking tell you and what they're trying to communicate to you, what your path is, and who you truly are. All those things can be discovered only if you look inward. Anything external, anything that is not within your own experience, like if it's not something you can't directly experience, like gnosis, it's not something that is real. You should be worrying about. That's how fundamental. I mean,
wow. Yeah, dude. Just like looking at life from completely wiped frame point. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, breaking down the fucking
every time you do something, even if it's a repetitive something, it's like how you ask yourself, how would I go about doing this? Not from the person who you think you are, but rather from how you are at the moment.
Yeah, like what keeps someone young, you know, not being like too constrained in their ways, being willing to adapt, everything like that. So you talked a lot about 5D stuff like that, and it reminds me a lot of that one Interstellar.
Oh fuck yeah!
And how he's like communicating with these things.
Yeah.
So what would you say your experience has been? Is there a difference that you've seen between like synchronicities in general, and maybe like synchronicities from that you knew were from higher beings?
No, there's no difference. It's all the same. It's all just. Okay, so think about it like when you were in a shroom trip and you saw all the messaging being sent towards you. Everything meant everything. Essentially, everything means everything because everything is everything. That's essential. That's like baseline reality, and we are like levels, like Mariana Trenches below that, like far away from that. So more awareness, away from that, like baseline reality, from getting to it, from it being revealed to our consciousness.
Okay.
And the closer you grow your awareness, meditation, psychedelics, stuff like that. The closer you grow your awareness, the closer you get to that baseline reality, and you see like what the fuck is essentially happening. Not atoms, but fucking clowns dancing and shaping and morphing in color.
Holy shit.
Essentially, I feel like those synchronicities and whatever 5D beings are, they're definitely in our side. They're definitely out to help you if you listen to them right. And
ego attachment.
And the only way you really should know, the only way you know it's them, is through means of communication. If it's a thought of words, if it's words thought that isn't like, that doesn't feel like Jesus, and like really feels like Christ consciousness or another being, like it's just another thought in your head or a stupid fucking emotion or whatever. If it's not that, then it's not. I forgot I was fucking having a brain wipe.
You're good, bro. Yawns.
Yeah. No, I just had a fucking brain wipe when your spiritual energy. Good night.
Yawn with the spiritual energy, just like sucking it. Bro, I want to see auras, bro. Like that's like my focus. You know how like you locked in on astral projection, bro?
Mm-hmm.
My next lock-in's gonna be seeing fucking auras, bro. Right. Because I feel like it could, actually help you get us in helping people.
It's not seeing auras in the way I think you see it. It's not something you see over people or whatever. It goes beyond that.
Yeah, I guess
it's a feeling you get. It's a feeling you get. It's a feeling
so maybe like I'm already
yes, it's already there. That. It's already there, dude. It's just you have to develop it more and more to really see it so effortlessly. And I feel like
dying for
non-judgmental. Non-judgmental, non-duality, and going from that is the only way to really perfect that skill.
Okay.
Because if you go either way, you're biasing yourself. You're blind yourself from something. So you always have to stay above everything. You have to stay above and clear-headed above everything else. that's happening, so you can see what the fuck is really happening.
Bro, it's like attached, like when you're like in deep meditation and like you're controlling your own little fucking world.
Yeah.
Then you're lying in bed too. Yeah. I feel like I've recently become so much more connected with both the dream world and the meditation world, and how finding out they're like kind of the same in a way. And like it'd be cool to it's hard. I feel like my consciousness in dreams is getting closer to the point where it's a little more lucid sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I find that's something I kind of have been trying to work on as well, because I don't know, it'd be a cool experience, and I'm already seeing how I have like so much more control in my meditations over like manifesting my own reality and things like that. But then another thing I feel like is like, just like the dream world is real, and at any point you could realize you have control of reality, this world is real, and at any point we can realize we have control of the reality.
This is so much more consciousness stuff that is harder to control.
Yeah.
And so many more players.
Yeah, it's like a different layer of consciousness, but it's like the same in a way.
It's all so like weird. Consciousness. It's just all deep layers, layers, and it's like the 5D beings are just a layer above us, just trying to help us.
So what would the 4D be then?
I don't know.
Is that just like thoughts and like
bad bitches?
yeah. Big Latinas.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, dude. And I feel like whenever you life maps, or grow your 3D life, that's another aspect of spirituality. Like you were saying before, like everything is the same thing, like any sort of self-growth path. That's what I'm starting to feel like. Spirituality goes into fitness, it goes into mental health, psychology, and everything. And I'm like, I can just be like a spiritual teacher and still hit on these different talents I have or whatever, like knowledge I have to share. And yeah, I guess that's it's a cool thought and realization.
Yeah,
all encompassing.
Yeah, but it's fucking.
But it's even beyond spirituality, of course.
Yeah.
It's just being and existing.
Spirituality is just another framework.
Right.
We're always working from frameworks, but we have to find the most accurate one. And I feel like we, who knows if we can or can't get to an genuine framework from which reality actually is, and actually we interact with that. Maybe that's what Christ did.
Maybe there's people who do it from time to time.
Yeah,
that's why they die young, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about earlier.
Go straight to the 5D.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, wait, just them transcend. Dude, oh my god, dude! When I have my fucking first psychotic episode, that's one of the things I said.
Yeah.
Yes, I was saying, people with like bipolar disorder are just awakening gods, and the reason why they is because they just transcend their bodies.
Yo.
I said that. I didn't know anything about spirituality. It's fucking insane. That's what kickstarted everything.
Not to the point to, off yourself. But
No, obviously not. Obviously, I still have my goals in life. I'm not saying, everybody listening to this right now, groups on Sunday.
It could be like you did that naturally young or whatever, but that's just because they transcended, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Fucking transcend at 21, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Transcend at 69.
X transcended.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Bro, I'm saying a lot of the rappers transcended because they all know.
Yeah, they're all manifesting.
Happened.
They're all manifesting.
And that's why some of them, some of them, Alzheimer's kicked in.
Nice. Yo,
you want to see a video of me punching my punching bag? Play this for the freaking mic. Oh shit!
What?
Bro, is this how to tell me I'm a 22 life path instead? Yes. Or an 11?
It's you get all of them though.
It's combination, bro.
You get
all
everything
of them at once.
No, it's like you see all of them. It's like they mean things. They mean like, okay, I'm doing this. Okay, you try to relate it to what's happening now.
Right. Yeah, you can live different life paths at different times.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I've only seen 33 once today.
Wow. Yeah. For me, I've been seeing a lot of 22s, a few 33s, but not since we met. I don't think.
Yeah.
And what other ones?
Yo, that's so funny. When we met, we stopped saying
6 and stuff. Yeah, bro. But we're freaking. Are we
on the wrong path.
define the universe right now somehow? Oh, the only way we could is if we're picking the wrong topic. Are we supposed to talk about like our Jesus revelation right now?
No. Well, I wouldn't say there's anything. There's nothing fairly wrong. It could also just be the ebb and flow of things, you know, just things happening, and they're not meant to happen like this now.
It was funny, bro. It's like the whole day felt like a dream to me.
Nice.
I think especially like longer before heading down here. Like getting in my car, driving, just like felt as effortless as lying in bed. I had such trouble getting out of bed today. But it's like I'm still on one layer higher of a dream,
Nice.
Like I had
that perfect chance to astral project.
Yeah.
Pop 5 Adderall.
Yeah.
And then astral project.
I love it, like when you're like, when should I meditate, bro? And then like at some point the spiritual world just fucking calls you. Like, that's how I've been doing it now. Yeah, bro. The past few days, like that's what I've been able to do. It's just like you just feel like that drop or whatever. You're like, oh shit, it's meditation time.
Will you also feel that too? It feels like whenever you're like you go into like you go into sympathetic nervous system, like you go into like active mode or doing. It's like you get this fucking lethargy and tiredness for no reason. It's like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I use
like creativity's down and everything. Wow. That's how I feel like for me.
For me, it's like, yeah, like I'm almost like you feel tired. It's almost like a drop or whatever.
It feels like whenever you go on a shoot trip, like whenever you get pulled to the ether, that's what it kind of feels like.
Yeah, the spirit world's calling. You know, I'm like, oh shit, I might have a nice ass meditation, make some breakthroughs.
Maybe that's what the 33s were calling me to do.
Meditate today? I didn't meditate today either.
No, yesterday or whenever we called. Because that was the day I meditated. The day we called. I think it was 2 days ago, maybe. Or no, it was yesterday. It was yesterday because I had my day off yesterday. Yeah,
you called me when I was meditating.
Yeah.
That was a meditation where I just felt called to meditate, and then later in the day I felt called to meditate again. Did another 20 minutes.
Nice.
And
how'd that feel?
That one was good too. It's crazy, I don't think, but like it's like I forget. Almost about them until later, kind of like your dreams.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I hate it. And like, bro, I'm in the waking world, normal doing shit, and I'll get like a shred of a dream, and it'll get me a feel for it, but I can't grasp the whole thing, or like even sometimes afraid from it. And I'm like, no, it's
you care too much about it to really see it too.
Yeah.
What I mean by it is, you trying to grasp it is the thing that's actually letting it go.
Oh yeah,
because that's why I meant by you just need to be non-judgmental. Like, don't judge it as something that you should hold on to.
Well, it's not like
it's like if think about it. No, think about it. Like if you had that same like grasping at something, but it was a panic attack instead, would you be grasping onto it and try to hold on to it? No, exactly. So why would you with the bits? That's what I mean by
they're all the same. Like the equal value.
Yes.
So they all okay.
That's what I mean by non-duality.
Wow. Okay. It's like complete non-judgment. No, not what's it calling anything over another.
Holding one thing over the other.
Yeah, being like biased, but it's another partial. No, non-partiality. Yeah, being impartial.
Non-partiality is crazy.
Bro, I'm thinking Einstein.
Non-partiality is fucking awesome. Really
I love that shit. We're making fucking wicked. Yeah, damn. Alright, we're in this.
Oh fuck!
Is that a call to wrap?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Last words.
Lot to them, bro.
Lot to them is crazy.
Namaste.
Yeah, nice.